the Western Conference Finals, Game 3. The Dallas Mavericks come into Game 3 up 2-0. Will their relentless desire thrust them to a third straight victory? The scenery changes to hostile ground as they face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The quest for the best in the West continues. Coming up next.
Western Conference Finals action here on 2K Sports. You look at the Timberwolves. Down 2-0. They got to win tonight to get some traction in the series.
And if they lose this one, you can forget about advancing. Then it's more likely you're trying to avoid a sweep. So tonight's all or nothing.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. They've got Gobert. Isaiah Joe is out there with Irving. Then it's Julius Randle.
An active competitor, Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Joe passes to Irving. And it's Russell with the rebound. Minnesota with the ball. They lost their last game on Tuesday.
Well, what did them in was all the missed free throws. It could have been a much different outcome.
Yeah, and it can be deflating when you leave all those points at the line. But it generally is a make-or-miss lead.
Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. No good. Shot missing.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in. Well, you know Coach loves seeing the offensive game plan being executed to perfection.
The Mavericks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
Edwards, no good.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Here is Edwards, following the score by Dallas. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Off target with his 3. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 6 from the field. That bucket in no time at all.
And you know, for a score-first point guard, Irving is no slouch as a facilitator.
It's Joe on the wing. Off target from three-point range. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Chris Finch, and we talked about the bruising big man, Julius Randle. He told me Julius sets the tone for them with his physicality, so we have to try and match that. We can't let him bully his way into the lane and get to his spots. We have to make him uncomfortable. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. And good that time.
Not easy inside there for Reed, but he made something happen.
And he drives in.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Dallas making a switch here. Kamar is checked in. Now Russell on the wing, Davis. A beautiful reverse layup. Davis has got 6.
And Davis shoots a high percentage because he's so adept at playing to his strength.
High post shot, and he nails the jumper. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here is Russell. Pass to Davis. Lets it go with the 3. Cans it from downtown. He's got 9.
It's always a good sign when the 3 is falling to Davis. It really opens up the rest of this game.
It's stolen by Davis. Gobert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dallas on defense. Trailing by 2.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know, one thing you have to admire about Randall is his hunger to get better. He is a real leader who leads by example.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Foul, he's checked in for Reed. Clark comes in for McDaniels. And it's Conley in for D'Angelo Russell.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
No good from Clark.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Yep, it counts.
Well, you know, Gobert is only going to shoot it when he gets a high percentage look like that.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. Miller's checked in for Dwight Powell. Now here's DiVincenzo. He started close. Davis with a screen on Irving. Conley for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, this is what Mike Conley provides for you. Elite efficiency at the arc.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Looking for a breather. And maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Minnesota making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. Williams, he's checked in for Dallas. Hardy comes in for Irving. And that one's good. Hardy. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Now here is Conley for the 3. Rebound by Williams. And he drops it in from the low post. 8 points for him.
Well, he's been very reliable tonight. Not wasting any chances. Really using his head.
DiVincenzo passes to Davis. Here is Conley. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Powell, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Miller comes in for Joe Ingles. And Anthony Edwards sub in for Clark.
Well, the leadership and steadiness Mike Conley brings to his team can't be overstated. A true locker room leader and a vet who sets a great tone out on the floor.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Minnesota's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Up top, Edwards. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Conley. It's Powell on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. Miller outside. And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Mavericks lead by 2. From Target Center, back in a moment. And we're back with you, all set to bring you more action from Game 3. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
Edwards is out there with Miller. Then it's Conley. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Powell in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now here's Edwards. Out to Conley. Takes it inside. And that one drops. Conley's got 8 points.
Great recognition there from Conley. He saw an opening and took it.
Good. Randall's got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Edwards against Washington. Edwards' shot is good.
Edwards plays with such velocity.
quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Williams can't hit. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Conley kicks to DiVincenzo. The shake. Mavericks with the rebound. And what a postseason they're having. 10 straight games without a loss. Historically, that puts them in the upper echelon.
Yeah, it's been done before, but not that often. And what's scary is it's given them some rest between series. That's a huge advantage the deeper you get into the playoffs. Yeah, you might have a little rust going into your game ones, but there's no substitute for fresh legs.
Unable to get that one. Williams kicks to Washington. Dallas moving it around. And it's Williams. That time the assist for Randall. And now a 7-point Maverick lead. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Clark comes in for Miller. And it's Russell in for Mike Conley. Mavericks leading by 7. Randall outside. There's the try. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone. Picked by Randall. Fires at the elbow. Reid with the rebound. Here's DiVincenzo. He has yet to score. Clark outside. Drills it from outside.
And he gives up some size on that play, but the defender fails to close the gap.
Well, that's the best way to neutralize that size advantage. Make him defend out on the perimeter.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Edwards passes to Clark. And that one, good. Clark's got 5 points in the quarter.
And Edwards makes so many winning plays, including finding his open teammates.
The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. DiVincenzo. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's a nice dish. A lot of times the best way to put the ball in the right spot is with that bounce pass.
Some changes for Minnesota. Anthony Davis is checked in for Clark. McDaniels comes in for Edwards. And Dillingham subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And it's Davis with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 4-point game. And it's Davis with the jam.
And we've seen this movie before. Davis moves with authority and attacks the rim.
Now here's Randall. 10 points in the game so far. Buries it from 3-point range.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
And Isaiah Joe picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Washington's checked in for Dallas. Kyrie Irving comes in for Julius Randle. And now let's give you a look at the players who have stood out and taking high percentage shots in the playoffs. Julius Randle, number 1. Anthony Davis, 3rd.
And they've both been extremely hot from the floor. Great timing on their part to get it going in the postseason.
He hits the second from the line. Mavericks leading by 4. Left side Irving. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Yeah, Kyrie isn't the kind of guy to back off. He rises to the defense's challenge, never intimidated.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Dallas has gone 2 for 5 from 3-point land since the end of the first. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. 1:07 left to play here in the half. Joe can't get it to go.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Back to Davis. Here's the three. It's rebounded by Dallas. McDaniels defending. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 6. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, McDaniels is a physical player. He doesn't mind getting roughed up a bit while trying to score.
And McDaniels drops them both.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Now, here is Russell. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Reed. Now, here is Irving. Randall is screen on Russell. Irving from long range. Drains the three-pointer. Irving's got 7 points.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we... All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has been built for the Dallas Mavericks.
Playoff atmosphere, hostile environment, man. They're handling the pressure, putting themselves in a good spot to win.
Hard to focus with thousands of fans screaming at you. They've stayed in it. They've stayed confident. Seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. I'll get straight to it, Kenny. Is this a must-win game for them?
They might not want to admit it, Ernie, but this is a must-win game. I look at this team and I think if they drop this one, it's going to get into their head and they're not coming back.
Stop it, Kenny. It's not over yet. They know how to respond when their backs are against the walls.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out, huh? That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
What an atmosphere in here as we return to the action of the Western Conference Final. Dallas leading by 4, getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. Isaiah Joe is out there with Irving. Then it's Randall, and it's Rudy Gobert. Unloads from 13. The shot by McDaniels, no good. Bounce pass Joe. It's Randall with the drive. He gets it in there. Randall's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Mavs. That's tipped. Irving with the steal. 2 points. That one goes. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Russell. The Mavericks pull it in. Here's Joe. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. McDaniels with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. Back to McDaniel. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
For Minnesota, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Outside Russell. Reed with a screen for Russell over Irving. And it's Russell missing.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy. For three, Edwards. Edwards pushing in from outside.
Well, a bit of a cold start to the second half. They need to settle down and get some better looks.
Launches it. It's hauled in by Edwards. Timberwolves trail by 7. Pass to Russell. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here's Davis. Out to Russell. Puts up a 3. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Julius Randle picks one up.
The foul couldn't hold Davis down. His scoring ability is just that strong.
Mavericks leading by 4. Now off the inbound. And Irving finishes inside. 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The 17-footer. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. McDaniels got his 7th rebound here tonight. Outside, Davis. Bucket! Davis for 3.
And this team wants Davis looking to score and putting pressure on the defense.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for the Timberwolves. For Dallas, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Gobert with a screen for Randle. And he comes up with the deuce.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Got a piece of it and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Misses the jumper.
It's really a tale of the 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall. Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Timberwolves trail by 4. DiVincenzo kicks to Edwards. And here's Reed. 5 points in the game. 14 feet away. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Mavericks have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his way.
Right side Irving. This one for 3. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Clark, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dillingham comes in for Edwards. The Mavericks also with a sub. Kamar is checked in. Pass to Dillingham. And here is Davis. Over Gobert. And it's Davis missing.
And the defense gave him no space. He had to fade back. That's not an easy look for most guys.
Goes back up. Gobert, no good. Timberwolves trail by 7. DiVincenzo passes to Clark. It is good. Clark's got 7 points in the game.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Irving passes to Randle. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Timberwolves have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Russell kicks to Clark. 3-pointer. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds in the game. From outside the arc. Rebound, Minnesota. Davis has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, and after making just 1 triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Mavericks. They've led by as much as 10. The shot missing.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Russell from long range. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Mavericks lead by 9. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dig. What a great pass.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. You've got Conley. Howell is out there with Clark. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 2 guard. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Just a smart veteran play by Conley. Making sure the ball gets to the guy with the best shot of the ball.
And yes, it's good. 21 points in the game. And Minnesota has possession. They trail by 9 points. DiVincenzo with it. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Williams.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
They get it back. Pass to Washington. From deep. It's good from long range. Washington's got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
That one goes. Count it. And the Mavericks lead by 14.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead. Calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Edwards. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Timberwolves have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Conley with a wide open look. Traps in the tray.
I'll tell you, you give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Miller's checked in for Dwight Powell. Joe Ingles comes in for Clark. And it's Russell in for Mike Conley. Gobert's checked in for Dallas. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jason Kidd went over with his team. Told them pedal to the metal. Adding, we're ahead out here, but it's not over yet. Start celebrating in your head when there's work to be done on the floor. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Edwards. It's rebounded by Dallas. Covered by Miller. Fades and shoots. Again, the Mavericks score.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Timberwolves trail by 16. Ingles with the screen for Russell. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Connects from three-point range.
No three-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
And stolen by DiVincenzo. And here we go. Crosses over. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
And for a coach, you always appreciate when you're able to turn a stop into a score.
It's good. He's got 27.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit. That's inexcusable defense right there. You've got to contest the shot better than that.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Reed, he's checked in for Miller. Davis comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's McDaniels in for Dante DiVincenzo. Irving passes to Gobert. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, Gobert is used to this in the paint. Given his height, it's difficult to contest him cleanly.
And he sinks the second. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Edwards inside, covered by Joe. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
All the officials are all over that.
The first free throw is good. And so he hits both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting.
And here's Edwards from the arc. And Irving pulls it down. Mavericks leading by 13. That one is off. Good on the second free throw. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. 1:43 left in the game. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Gobert with the block.
Nice play by Gobert, providing elite rim protection for over a decade.
Here's Irving. Driving to the basket. It's good. Irving's got 9 points here in the second half.
And now we can start talking about Game 4. What a magnificent effort and really a significant victory for Dallas.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And they're going to roll to their third straight victory to open up these conference finals, giving them a commanding series lead.
Yeah, a sweep seems just about inevitable right now. And with the way they've been playing here in this series, they are building a ton of momentum for the finals, especially if they can close out the sweep in Game 4.
Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
32 seconds left to play here in the fourth. They grab their own miss, and Williams is right there. And the Mavericks lead by 18.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
Powell sets a screen for DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Here's Kamara. And the miss. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. You have to think at this point, up 3-zip. It's only a matter of time now, Greg, until this series is in the books.
You know, this victory all but seals the deal. As strong as they look throughout this game and this series, I'll be shocked if they don't close it out in Game 4.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. All right, DA, thanks again. That concludes this broadcast of the Western Conference Finals. So, for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.